Hello and welcome back to our channel. My name is Bhavya and you are welcome to Teens Talk Teen Talks. Today we are here with the TikTok sensational book It Ends With Us. This book would have definitely caught your attention at one point on Instagram or TikTok. It's by the writer Colleen Hoover, who is an American writer. Here she is, our queen. This book has been a bestseller across the world, and this writer has written young adult books, romance fictions, and psychological thrillers as well. So, all these books are available on zlib.org. You can check these out. And this was published in 2016. And the age rating is 17 and up. But I think this is okay for 15 and 16-year-olds. But it depends on you. So let's get started. The characters in this book are Lily, Ryle, and Atlas. These are the three main characters of this book. But we also have Elisa and Marshall. And I really love these people here because the Elisa is the sister of Ryle and Marshall is her husband, and I really like the combination they come up with, the fun they create in the book. But let's get started with the themes. So what are the themes this book is covering? Now, it's mostly written as romance. However, it's way more than romance. People say that you don't learn anything in romantic books and so it's a waste of time. But this book has covered a lot of topics, and it's also recommended to a lot of guys because guys generally it's generally the thing that it's romance novels are for girls, but no, this has taught a lot of people a lot of things. So after checking the review, here we are. The teenage love. Teenage love is generally taken as something which we come across as a kid and then we grow up and think it was a very kiddish thing, and no one really cares about it a lot. But in this book we see how that love, which was really innocent, which is not seen that often, has grown into something more and has not vanished over the years. It still exists intact, and it was not just a silly thing, which a silly crush from childhood. Then domestic violence. I think you guys would have come across this term related to this book because yeah, this is one of the major topics which this book covers: domestic violence. Then trauma and psychology, breaking generational cycles. Now, what is generational cycle? It's a particular thing which has been happening for generations and no one has really noticed it and has been continuing to do the same thing to their next generation. Like, for example, a great grandparent scolding a particular person and not listening to their point of view. And now the second generation is doing the same thing with the third generation and the fourth generation. And at one point, someone in the family realizes that this has been a pattern and we need to break it for a healthy environment. Now, we also learned that how can we make a relationship work. Now, there is some part in this book, no spoilers, there is some part in this book which really teaches you that how can you make a relationship work. Every relationship is difficult, but you can make things work if you want to. If two people really want to be together, then it is possible. And let's go to the parts which I really liked: the witty and memorable dialogues or quotes. So, like here you can see, sometimes the one who loves you is the one who hurts you the most. So there are so many epic lines in this book that you might find here and there, and they're just beautiful. Like here I have a ton of them. There's no such thing as bad people. We are just people who sometimes do bad things. There's a mention of naked truths in this book where people ask each other truths, naked truths, and you need to answer without lying. And yeah, naked truths is like this book identifies from this term. Atlas has been portrayed as a sweetheart in this book, and one of the very famous lines is, um, "You're still my favorite person, Lily, always will be. In the future, if by some miracle you ever find yourself in the position to fall in love again, fall in love with me." And when the last one, okay, I'll just cover the last one. It was, "You can stop swimming now, Lily. We finally reached the shore." So yeah, these are a total vibe, a different level. I really like these lines. Now the interesting was the beginning was really interesting, and plot twists were great, which kept the readers hanging there, and it didn't get boring, which is generally the problem with like very even the good books. That at some point the books get boring, but this book was not that in that sense. It was not that bad. So, okay. Now, strong individual characters. The characters here were strong and they had their own personality. And in some books, the personality of the characters is very gullible and which makes the readers very annoyed. But this is not the case here. The female lead was not gullible at all. She was a strong woman, independent woman. So were the other characters, and the readers developed an attachment to the characters. The every dilemma they experienced, every decision they made. So it was as if we were living in the story at every step, every feeling that the characters were experiencing, every dilemma, every tension, everything. So that's why we were very attached to the written characters. Now, it was very realistic, very relatable for a lot of readers because the themes covered here are really very common. Like domestic violence is seen a lot in a lot of places, and relationships and trauma and all these things are common things which people not don't really talk about. So it was very relatable for a lot of people who are not able to talk about it. Now, the title. I think the title is catchy because doesn't really give away the content. Now, if you have a title, "The Mysterious Murder of Mr. X," so you already know that this is about a murder of a particular person. But here you don't really understand what ends, what is this. So it doesn't snatch away the mystery from the readers, and I think that's a good thing because selecting the title is really hard. And now that the announcement of the second volume of this book has been made, it has also caused an uproar in the readers community. The next book is called "It Starts With Us," and as soon as I'm able to read it, I will read it and come to you with the book review. So here it is. This was the book, and I really hope you go there, read it, boys and girls, have fun. Hasta la vista.